Good morning, class. Welcome to Thursday's lesson. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Don't forget, it is Spirit Week this week, so send me a pic or send your homeroom teachers a pic of you all cuddly and all cuddly and snuggly in your PJs or in your Snuggie reading a book. Okay. Today's lesson, 3.3, Arguing to Solve a Mystery. Activity 1, Introducing Arguing to Solve a Mystery. Let's discuss what we have learned about this question. How can geologists tell what order rock layers formed in? We have been learning about the order in which rock layers form so we can figure out which environment of Desert Rocks National Park came first. You guys have done the amazing job of Pile of Coats, which is a very, very good example for how rock layers form. We'll read this book about scientists who are also trying to solve a mystery by looking at the order of rock layers. Note that the word arguing is in the title. And yay for a new book. So far during your distance learning, you guys have used a new modeling tool. You've explored the old sim. I've showed you a bunch of videos, and now today we're adding a new book. When making scientific arguments, geologists make claims about what happened in the past. They support these claims with evidence, just as we have been doing, okay? So when you see the word arguing is not always two people disagreeing, like who wants to play baseball and who wants to play soccer, or what you might do with your sibling from time to time. Arguments don't always have to be a bad thing. Sometimes they are a great thing, okay? And if you see in this chart here, a scientific argument always surrounds a question about the natural world. And then we want to make a claim, okay, which is a proposed answer to a question. And then you want to prove your claim is correct by citing evidence. Usually, the person with the best evidence wins. Okay, so I am going to preview the book with you in a short minute. And we are going to be doing some partner reading together. As you read, pay attention to the data and ideas that the scientists in the book use to support their claims about what killed off the dinosaurs. Now, this is a problem or a question that nobody really quite knows the answer to, but they have made many, many, many claims about how and why this has happened. We have been practicing making inferences. When we read an informational text, such as Arguing to Solve a Mystery, making inferences can help us think carefully about what we're reading. Okay? So here is the first 2 pages. I'm going to go ahead and read them out loud for you. There are many mysteries in the natural world. How big is space? How many species are there on Earth? How did the Rocky Mountains form in the middle of a continent? What is the center of the Earth made of? Scientists are people who try to solve these mysteries. They observe and measure parts of the natural world. When they observe and measure, they get clues. They make sense of those clues and they use them as evidence to support claims. A claim is a possible answer to a mystery. Using their evidence to support claims, scientists make arguments about what they think happened. And as they continue to observe and measure, they revise their arguments. I'll make an inference based on what we just read on page 5, okay? And you can see the scientists in the picture, and they're using evidence to support their claim. We read on page 5 that they revise their arguments. Revise is another word for they change and they fix, kind of like a draft. I know that the purpose of an argument is to convince others that a claim is the best using evidence, and an inference that I can make is that scientists often revise their arguments to make them more convincing. That means they change them all the time, especially when they get new evidence. They got to change their argument or change their claim. Now, I will read 6 and 7 out loud. The Mystery of Disappearing Dinosaurs. You may know that nearly all the dinosaurs on Earth went extinct about 65 million years ago. That means they all died out. One of the greatest mysteries in science is why this happened. Most scientists agree that dinosaurs all over the world and most other organisms went extinct at about the same time. However, no one is sure what killed them. So in this first picture, you can see these dinosaurs went extinct along with most other life on Earth. Scientists can observe rock layers to learn about the past. What could have happened to make these organisms die? Scientists can't go back in time to see what happened. To solve the mystery, they need to observe something that was around at the same time as the dinosaurs. Now, what could they observe? Rocks, of course. Let's take a closer look at how different scientists have observed and measured rocks to make arguments about what killed the dinosaurs. That's interesting and crazy to know that some of the rocks around us have been here since the dinosaurs. What is an inference that you can make from what we just read? Hmm. Rocks can tell us about what happened to dinosaurs, maybe? Lots of inferences can be made, right? Okay, so don't worry about this chart. You guys will continue reading till the end of the book, okay? As you guys read to the end of the book, I want you guys to collect data, all right? Scientists in the book used ideas like the order in which rock layers form to support their claims. So if you see this little graph right here, older layers with lots of tiny fossils, there's an iridium layer, which you'll read about, and some of you might even remember us talking about iridium before we started this chapter, especially when we're talking about meteors. And then on the top, we have the newer layer with fewer of the same fossils. So they use the layer of rock to help them build their arguments. The scientists also found new evidence, which they used to argue for a new explanation. It's through this process of arguing from evidence that scientists come to new understandings. As geologists, you will make your own arguments about the order of the past environments in Desert Rocks National Park. And in the next lesson, we will learn how geologists figure out the order of past environments in a place. That is all for today. You may now read the rest of this book. There's about 19 pages. I would like you to read it all and really, really think about the layers of rock at Desert Rocks National Park. Have a great Thursday. See you all later.